right, here we are. I drove this car for 3 or 4 days.
Do you have any idea what it is?
LS 460 Sport.
F Sport. All right,
yeah.
This is the Lexus.
Yeah, great car.
This is the 2013 Lexus. It's the big major revision for the LS line that they've had in a while. This is actually a prototype. There's no VIN number, so hopefully you didn't screw it up.
No, I did have a valet guy point out there was a scratch on the bumper on the grill.
Except it came that way.
It came that way. All right, good.
Yes, it came that way. That wasn't us. So this is the flagship car for Lexus. I guess they have a long wheelbase, which is a little bit bigger, and they have a luxury version, but the F Sport is kind of what I like about it. This is sort of obviously it's the sporty version, but it still has a lot of that Lexus feel to it. It has a sport suspension, but it's still an air suspension. Yeah,
it rides really nicely, and I just say this to everybody, when they go, did you like the car? I know I sound like an old Jew when I go, what's not to like?
Yeah.
Like, what's not to like? It's beautiful, it's filled with technology, it has a V8 that's pumping out
386.
386, almost 400 horsepower. And again, it's like, maybe it's gearing, but the car has under 400 horsepower, just under 400 horsepower. Not a fire breather, not a Mercedes with a supercharger. When I put my foot into it, it goes.
It does.
And I don't want to sound like my dad or my mom, but all I know is I do this little trick move where I go around the traffic at the bottom of my hill and I drive through somebody's parking lot and I do a quick turn onto the street and I just get into it and it goes.
I mean, as it sits, it's still 0 to 60 somewhere in the 5.4 range, and the sporty stuff is
used
great.
To be, look, a Porsche 911 SC probably did it in 7.1.
Yeah, so in race trim.
There you go.
It's got 6-piston brakes in the front.
Right.
And so it definitely stops. For a car that weighs almost 4,300 pounds, it stops. I mean, like you're saying, like this car, I mean, for one, you notice the build quality of Lexus.
Yes.
And all of its shape and its fins or everything really are on purpose. It has an aerodynamic CD of like 0.26. So it's like it glides through the air.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing that was really nice too. It's just, and it feels like it's on air. I don't know, we're talking
about. And it is.
Always got the guy with the leaf blower.
Yes.
Welcome to LA, everybody.
We're gonna have to do a profile of the leaf blower. This is 1 horsepower.
How many cc's? Is that naturally aspirated?
Yes.
It rides great. But I'll tell you one thing I love about it. I got here. It's hot as hell, and I pulled up and I stopped the car, and I went, wait a minute. I want to roll the windows down 5 inches on each side to let it breathe.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to restart the car, which drives me nuts when I have to start the car back up again to do the thing. So, I also, there's our leaf blower. Oh boy. I think oh man, I want to know if he could get more rat shit onto my Aston Martin.
Yeah, if he can't make noise, at least he can blow some leaves over into the shot.
Get some more vulcanized rubber and rat shit and dander on my, okay. The car runs, the interior is beautiful, it's luxurious.
The technology for Lexus, I think, is sort of above and beyond the other cars that are out today. They do such a great job. Now, I feel like some of the German cars may be quicker or sportier, and the English cars, like the big Jag we had, may feel more luxurious, but this is for the other 70% of people that want to buy it.
I don't know, in the luxury department, the Jag was great.
Yeah.
My wife's Audi is great, but it's definitely more taut. Like it's more of a driver's car.
It'll have a little more of a sporty feel.
And this just felt like I was just floating on a cloud.
Yeah. This has cooled seats, which we've seen before, but what's neat is the cool and heating seat. The cool has an auto feature, so when you plug it in, it matches it to the AC that you're running.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the perforated seats, you can actually, it feels like you're sitting on an air hockey table. It is awesome getting that cold air blowing up your bum.
Yeah, I had that going. It's been 105 degrees out here, so I had that going and the AC going. Oh, and I want to say this too. One thing all car manufacturers need to do, and they did it here, knobs. Volume knob, tuning knob. It's tactile. It's what we grew up with. You're not going to replace it with another button. And by the way, when you're driving and you look down, you're just looking at a sea of buttons. Knob, volume knob, tuning knob.
It has this huge 12.3-inch screen, the one we saw in the GS 350 with a joystick, but it still had the knobs in there.
Yes.
All right. This thing has one thing I'm going to point out. It has this anti-collision. It's not an anti-collision. It's this alert system, and I wanted to see it work. So I had to go like 85 miles an hour on the freeway and drive up on somebody's ass as close as possible. And then when I do that, the car gets scared and the whole dash flashes red and yells stop, 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 or brake, brake, brake. But I got it to work.
I did it you realize what an asshole you are as a driver because the thing's on all the time
so
and you're on the freeway.
You saw it.
Well, because I drive up everyone's ass.
See, I did it on purpose.
My wife's Audi applied the brake for me. I actually got up on somebody so fast that it actually stabbed at the brake. I felt the brake leave my foot without me. I wish I could get my old Datsuns to do the heel toe without me. That would be, that would be
Start
awesome.
this thing up real quick because it's hot out here, and we'll wrap it up. So you get in there with the AC. I'll suck fumes back here.
Wow, felt good. Felt good, felt good.
You know, we joke a lot about how modern cars, you open the hood and it's got some plastic as if you're not supposed to touch anything.
Right. Wow. They finally just went and did it.
They probably just should say do not touch. Like,
you know what?
Just
good. Stop pretending.
Yeah.
And by the way, like the guy who can afford this car and drive this car is a wrencher. Like he's gonna go, you know, I'm gonna change that tranny and diff fluid while I'm at it. Like, good. No, fine. I'd rather be either I want to see the spark plug screwing into the head, or I want this. I'm tired of the in-between now where it's like, you think if we pulled off that thing, we could find the beautiful. All right. Nice work, Lexus. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Matt, the Motorator, DeAndrea saying, keep the air in the spare and the bag in the wheel.